special guest joining us. She is the one that's usually behind the scenes making all of these videos happen for you all.
Hello everyone, my name is Ladybug and I'm so excited to be on your farm journey with you today.
So last month we got to learn all about seedlings. We went on a fun scavenger hunt around the farm, and we got to hear from lots of special people around the Hudson Valley how they take care of plants and soil.
Yeah, and in addition to soil, we also learned about all the different things that seedlings need when they go outside. Things like water and sunshine and nutrients from the soil.
So this episode, we are going to be talking about what happens once those seedlings are moved outside. They're growing bigger and stronger, they're growing more leaves, and what do you think they might grow next?
I'll give you a hint. They might be beautiful, they might smell really good, and they might attract a lot of insects and pollinators.
That's right, flowers! This is the perfect time to talk about flowers in the Hudson Valley because it's the month of May and things are beginning to bloom all around us.
We're going to spend this episode talking about why flowers are important to us, to farmers, and the earth. And on our journey, we're going to answer those questions and explore all of the many beautiful types of flowers that exist here on the farm. We'll also get to talk about all the living things that interact with those flowers and help to build really happy communities.
So, Sprout Up farmers, why are flowers important to you? Take a second and think about it.
Yes, so some of you might have thought that they are beautiful or that they have a good smell, but did any of you think about how important they are because bees need them?
Bees? I love bees!
Wait, what do bees have to do with flowers and farmers?
Let's go find out.
Oh my gosh, look at all these flowers. They're so beautiful.
It's like a rainbow.
Yes, so many amazing colors.
Sprout Up farmers, what is your favorite color? I bet we have it here.
Is it red, orange, yellow?
Maybe it's green, or purple, or blue, pink, or white. Flowers can be really big and have lots of petals, or they can also be so small and have just a couple of petals, like this really tiny one right here.
Flowers also come in different shapes with many different colors together.
Look at these flowers that have two colors. Why are there so many different kinds of flowers, Artichoke and Mushroom?
Yeah, that's a great question. So different flowers provide different kinds of food for different insects. So things like bees, butterflies, birds, ants.
Do any of the flowers then get something in return after the insects are done getting food for them?
Yes, they totally do. And it is called pollination. That might be a brand new word for you. That's totally okay. We can sound it out together. Pollination. So pollination is just a very big word that scientists use to describe the way that a plant reproduces or makes more of itself. And that is going to help the flower turn into a fruit. A fruit is the next stage in a plant life cycle. We're going to have a whole video about that after this.
Wow, they're so little. So pretty. Friendly farmers. So we are here now at an apple tree, and we're gonna look a little bit closer at the flowers of this tree to understand that new big word, pollination.
Let's start from the top. So let's see if you friends at home can remember the plant life cycle.
First, we have seeds, then seedlings, then flower, then fruit, and back to seeds.
Yay! So what comes after the flower? Fruit.
Yes, and you might be wondering why the flowers don't last as long as the roots, the stem, the leaves. Well, that's because the flowers are responsible for creating a lot more of the seeds. So once they are pollinated, all the beautiful parts, the petals start to fall down.
That's so cool. So how do we go from this to this? And And what happens in between?
Yeah, so first we have our little baby seedling, and it finally gets to be planted outside in the soil. It gets bigger and stronger and grows as it drinks up all the sun, water, and nutrients from the soil. Then once that plant is no longer a baby, but an adult, it is ready to reproduce.
When the plant is ready to reproduce or make more of itself, which in this case are the seeds, it will signal to the rest of the plant, hey, it's time to make some flowers. When the plant makes its beautiful, colorful, and delicious smelling flowers, insects like bees and ants and butterflies will see or smell those flowers and come to visit that plant from afar.
When the bees come, they will drink the nectar, and as they are drinking, they will get some pollen dust from the flowers on their little bee body. They will hop from flower to flower because yum, nectar is delicious. And then over time, when the pollen dust mixes, it will signal to the flower that it is time to turn into a fruit and make seeds. This is called pollination.
Whoa, that sounds really complicated.
Yeah, honestly, it is really complicated, but that's okay. We don't have to understand every single step in that process, right? It's sort of like when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. All of this stuff happens in the middle. A bunch of science, a bunch of weird stuff happens, but all we really need to know is that that caterpillar will become a butterfly.
And the flower will become the fruit.
Yeah, exactly. See here, this part of the flower will become the fruit, which holds all of the seeds. And those seeds are the plant babies.
Oh, that's so incredible. Flowers are so important.
And don't forget about all the insects like bees, butterfly, moths, and also other animals like bats and hummingbirds. They are also important to make this happen. Plants and flowers provide such important things for the farmers, nature, and their communities. Without flowers, you wouldn't have fruit, and there would not be any food for the animals that eat them, like birds, squirrels, and bears.
I love flowers.
Oh, me too. Hey, I wonder what the white feather farmers think about flowers. Let's go ask them. So hey, white feather farmers, what do you love about flowers?
Flowers are important to me because they're an important part of a plant's life cycle.
A lot of them have different fragrances, but some flowers even have like very pungent, gross, gnarly smells that someone might not find desirable. One flower that I know of that when it blooms, it just smells like rotting flesh, and that flower is meant to attract like bats and rats and rodents and things like that. So it's just really, really fascinating, and there's so much to learn, and that's why I think flowers are important.
And my favorite flowers are sunflowers. I love them because they just make me feel good. Bees love them too. They tell you sometimes about how good the weather is. They point towards the sun, so they tell you exactly where the sun is all the time. That's why they're called sunflowers. And they come in all different shapes, colors.
Thank you, White Feather Farmers, for telling us why flowers are important to you. So here at the farm, if you folks at home can remember, those farmers are planting lots of fruits and vegetables. Things like cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, lettuce, and more.
Yes, and all of those fruits and vegetables will flower before they end up on the plate. So it's real important that farmers have bees to pollinate those fruits and vegetables.
Wait, but how can we make sure, or how do the farmers make sure that there are bees nearby?
That's a great question. So here on White Feather Farm, they actually have a beehive. Let's go check it out. These are so cool.
Yeah, and so right behind us, we have White Feather Farm's 3 beehives. And did you know that bees do a special dance? to get from their hives behind us to their favorite flowers out on the farm.
Yeah, it's called the waggle dance. And did you know that bees also have favorite colors when it comes to flowers? And those colors are purple, blue, and white.
So cute.
Yes. And I know that some of you might be afraid of bees, but don't worry, they will not bother you unless you bother them. Thank you, bees.
Thank you, bees! So, what else can farmers do with flowers? Because not all flowers are going to turn into the foods that we like to eat.
Yeah, so here at White Feather Farm, the farmers also plant flowers that are just for folks to come and pick to take home. So we're growing flowers for beauty and also for the bees, of course.
Yes, do you remember all of those different flowers we got to look at before? All the colors and shapes and all that beautiful diversity. Well, some of those flowers are going to turn into the foods that we eat, but other flowers are just here for pure enjoyment.
Yes, and some flowers we will use because they smell, like lavender, and they also could be used in medicine, tea, cooking. Flowers have so many important uses.
Yes, and all of these flowers here at White Feather Farm support the community of insects, birds, butterflies, bees, so that everyone can be happy and healthy.
So, does more flowers mean a happier farm?
Yes, exactly. And more flowers also means more kinds of flowers. And having that means that you're supporting different living things and you will contribute to a healthier farm and environment.
Amazing. So the last thing we are going to do is a very special little craft together. We are going to take the flowers that we collected throughout the day today and we're going to press them.
Yeah, so this is a really simple thing that you guys can do at home. All you need are a few flowers, but not too many because make sure you leave some for the birds and the bees. A few flowers, newspaper, a book, and something really heavy to push down on that book. So we're gonna show you how to do that all together.
All right, so all you need for this activity is a nice big book, some newspaper, and your flowers that you want to press. So you're gonna open up your book to whatever page. You're gonna take some newspaper, put it down. This is gonna protect our flowers while we're pressing them. Then you're gonna take your flowers. Here we have an apple blossom. We have another apple blossom. It's another pretty color. We have some lilac. And then we are just going to close our book, press down, and leave them for a couple of weeks to press. So Sprout Up farmers, make sure that you complete the worksheet for this lesson, which includes some activities, and it will also show you how to do a super fun craft.
Yeah, it was also just so fun to explore White Feather Farm with all of you today.
Thank you for joining us on our farm journey, and go out there and find some flowers.